A quiet transition was expected as the royal family gradually retreated into their traditional summer hiatus, but recent developments have stirred an unexpected narrative, one that highlights persistent tensions, generational disagreements, and diverging expectations within the very core of the monarchy. At the center of this unfolding situation stand two prominent figures, Princess Anne, the Princess Royal, and her nephew, Prince William, the Prince of Wales and future King of the United Kingdom. According to multiple palace sources and recent updates in the official royal calendar, Princess Anne has taken on the final public royal engagement of the working season, a duty scheduled for July 30, 2025. This engagement, a formal rehearsal appearance at Redford Barracks in Edinburgh in her role as patron of the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo, has quietly become symbolic. Not just of her personal diligence, which has long been recognized, but of a growing divide within the working dynamics of the royal family. While most senior royals, including King Charles III and the Prince and Princess of Wales, have already commenced their summer break, Anne has remained dutiful, fulfilling one last obligation, before the royal household enters its annual period of rest. Though this might seem routine on the surface, insiders suggest that the Princess Royal's ongoing schedule reflects more than just commitment. It may also hint at deeper dissatisfaction with how responsibility is being distributed among the monarchy's most senior working members. Reports from the Sunday Times and other outlets with credible royal access describe Anne as privately frustrated. She is said to believe that Prince William, despite living in close proximity to Windsor Castle and enjoying more flexibility at this stage of his life, is not stepping up to the extent that his role demands. One source cited in the Times emphasized that Anne continues to perform the majority of the investitures, formal ceremonies where state honors and medals are awarded, even though William is nearby. It annoys her, the source added bluntly. Investitures are not ceremonial formalities alone. They represent a vital link between the monarchy and the public, moments when recognition of service, valor, and achievement is given directly by the royal family. These duties are time-consuming, deeply meaningful to recipients, and often emotionally significant. That a royal in her 70s continues to carry the bulk of this responsibility, while her younger nephew does not, is reportedly viewed by Anne as both inefficient and unbecoming of the future king. The situation gains additional complexity when considering geography. Prince William and Princess Catherine currently reside in Adelaide Cottage, located within Windsor Home Park, just a few minutes from the castle itself. The convenience factor is apparent, proximity, status, and capacity all align in William's favor to take on more of these core responsibilities. Yet, according to those familiar with royal operations, his priorities remain focused elsewhere, particularly on his family and select public engagements tied to high-profile charitable causes. Some insiders interpret this as a generational shift, a different vision of kingship evolving under William's direction. Others, particularly from the older generation of the firm, view it as a worrying departure from what they consider the bread and butter of royal duty. Princess Anne, who for decades has maintained one of the most intense public schedules in the family, represents an older, more traditional model of royal service. She embraces frequent, small-scale engagements, meeting communities and organizations across the UK with little fanfare and a consistent personal ethic of duty. Her apparent frustration may reflect concern that this approach, one she believes to be foundational, is being diluted in the next generation. This divergence in work philosophy is not just a private matter. It plays out subtly in the palace's scheduling decisions and public image. The final engagement, before summer recess falling to Anne rather than William, might be an administrative decision on the surface, but it carries symbolic weight. Especially when contrasted with the early departure of the Wales family on holiday, a contrast that, to those familiar with internal dynamics, feels increasingly pointed. Adding another layer, recent discussions have emerged surrounding a possible relocation of the Wales family from Adelaide Cottage to Fort Belvedere, a move that, if confirmed, could reinforce perceptions of growing distance between Prince William's lifestyle and his royal obligations. Though the move is reportedly motivated by family needs, space, proximity to Eton, and better amenities for the children, it has also attracted criticism for potential costs and its timing amid pressures for a streamlined monarchy. King Charles, who is believed to favor a leaner and more fiscally restrained royal institution, is reportedly less than pleased with the move. Sources suggest he sees the proposed renovation costs of Fort Belvedere, potentially running into millions, as an unnecessary extravagance. This internal disagreement between sovereign and heir adds further complexity to the narrative, particularly in the context of Anne's frustrations. The royal family has long prided itself on discretion and unity, especially when facing public scrutiny. Yet even behind palace walls, tensions inevitably surface, particularly when values and expectations shift between generations. Princess Anne, by all accounts, has never sought power or prominence, but she has consistently modeled what many consider to be the gold standard of royal service. Her steady, low-profile engagement work commands respect across political and public spheres alike. It is against this backdrop that her discontent with Prince William must be viewed, not as personal antagonism, but as a matter of institutional concern. It's worth noting that Anne's influence within the royal family remains significant, even if she is not in the direct line of succession. Her relationships with both her brothers, King Charles and Prince Andrew, are strong, and she has maintained long-standing ties with key figures in the military, government, and the Church of England. When someone of her stature expresses concern, even behind closed doors, it reverberates through the institution. For Prince William, this moment may signal a transition point. As his father continues to manage a reduced public schedule due to ongoing health considerations, the expectations on the heir apparent are mounting. Balancing his role as a modern father and public figure with the ceremonial and institutional weight of monarchy is no small task. Yet how he responds to these mounting expectations, including the subtle but pointed criticism from within his own family, will help define his future reign. Princess Catherine, meanwhile, remains one of the most admired and carefully watched figures in the royal orbit. Her recent absence from public duties due to health issues has understandably reduced her visibility, but her influence behind the scenes is widely recognized. Whether she and William will shift their public strategy in light of internal pressures remains to be seen. What is increasingly clear is that the House of Windsor is navigating a delicate period of generational transition. The Queen's passing in 2022 marked more than a change in sovereign, it accelerated a shift in expectations, rhythms, and public engagement styles for the entire royal family. With each engagement missed or reassigned, every decision scrutinized in the court of public and palace opinion, the royal family's internal balance is under more pressure than ever. Princess Anne's decision to carry on with one last duty, long after others have retreated, may seem like a footnote in a busy calendar. But to those who know how monarchy works, in symbols, schedules, and silences, it says far more than official statements ever will. As the royal family steps back for its annual summer respite, it does so under a cloud of subtle but mounting tensions. Whether these will be addressed in the coming months, or left to simmer beneath the surface, will likely depend on the very figures at the heart of this narrative, the dutiful Princess Royal and the future king she expects more from.